sports, 100% reflective. Sometimes it's Raven, sometimes it's other teams affected. Hold on tight, strap in. It's gonna get hectic. Couch Rider Report, an original sports perspective. Welcome back to the home of original sports perspective from our couch to yours. This is the Couch Rider Report. I am your host, the Couch Rider Raven. What's happening, folks? I just want to tell you how much I really appreciate y'all. Y'all came through big. Last show, I told you what happened to my stepfather's church. It was also brought up in a different video. It burned down, and y'all came out in full force. You came out and showed some love. I appreciate, each one of your donations, whether how big or how small. It just shows me your heart, your appreciation for me and appreciation for my family. Let me pull this up right quick so I can tell you how much we have raised. Let's see. So Mount Carmel they still need our help, but we're sitting at about $680 is what has been raised so far. And any proceeds that get raised on the show through either the YouTube super chats or through the Cash App will be going directly to the Mount Carmel Baptist Church, where Reverend Gary Wayne Taylor is pastor. So I appreciate any donations, any love that y'all shown. Like I said, right here, if you look up in this corner, that Cash App will ensure that 100% of those donations will go to that Mount Carmel Baptist Church. If you do it on a super chat, they take a little percentage, but I'll figure it out, and I'll make sure that those funds actually get there. Let's see who we got in the room today. Oh, Gross, what's up, man? Oh, appreciate you coming through, man. He says go Browns. He got to get his plug in. Got to get it in. Oh, yeah. So today, of course, I got my main man, Freak Out, single. Oh, man, it was amazing. Kam Ru is coming on the show. It's coming on right now. You ready to rock, man? All right. He is good to go, ladies and gentlemen. Artist and actor and martial art expert. This dude is awesome. Kam Ru.
Well, we got to get something going. Take it back to James Brown and have you on the stage with me. Where you giving the introductions, brother?
Oh, yeah.
What's happening?
Oh, I'm good, bro. I'm good. Just the dream top of the world.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I like the hoodie right there. That's real.
Oh, thanks, man. I think my wife got it for me, maybe for the anniversary or for Christmas. I don't remember. But yeah, it's pretty straight. Got the Raven down the side.
Yeah, it's kind of smooth right there. I like that.
Yeah.
But you got my boy in the back. I see you.
Oh yeah, I gotta pay homage to the GOAT, to the greatest safety all time. I don't care what they say. Yes, what they say. These boys right here.
Hey, sir. Listen here, man. Before we get into it, because I know we're going through our points with the safeties and the linebackers. That man right there, 2-0. My father met him 3 times. He used to come to because he had a home in Atlanta. Yeah. And when my parents moved down there, my father was working at a place in Atlanta. He said, man, it came in. The first time he met him was around the time the last year when we went to the Super Bowl. Braves last year. He said, man, he's one of the coolest brothers ever.
Oh yeah, he's a cool cat, man. I had a couple run-ins with him in Louisiana.
Yeah.
He kind of gave me my first concussion in high school, but it's all right. It's okay.
This is the thing. This is what it is. I want to say.
Keep talking. I'm setting this light up.
Yeah, it's all good. We need to draft our safety, man. I know everybody. I love Honey Badger, but we need to say that though and build that line. If we're gonna do anything in free agency, I'm hoping we bring back who we need to bring back on the defensive side, and that's Calais. We might mess around and slip up, and CJ Mosley might be on the chopping block, so he may come home.
Oh yeah.
And that'll be special. That'll hold up. That'll clear some things up, and then we go in this draft, man. We need to go defense heavy.
I don't know that.
We need a lot. We need to, we sure want to get young at the offensive tackles, but if we can get one in free agency, brother, we might be in a good space if we can get one in free agency. Because my thing is this: if we draft an offensive tackle first round, he gonna have to start. You ain't sitting him on the side. So Jerron James is a waste. But if we bring in a veteran, I'd rather us bring in a veteran at this particular time just to help Lamar. You know, that way he don't have to work. He has no worries. You know, that's my biggest thing. If we can, it'd be nice. I mean, it's not like, look, you don't have to be. Lamar and Tom Brady have one thing in common. If anything, they got one thing in common. They make every offensive lineman look amazing. They make however you want to do it, however you want to line it out. Both of them have made offensive linemen look amazing.
I guess this year it didn't pan out though that way for Lamar this year. Though. I mean,
no. Well, you can't make. Well, look, if you ain't got no offensive lineman, you can't.
You ain't got no offensive line. If they basically swing gates, get to the quarterback, that's a problem.
Well, let me clear it this way. They make offensive tackles look amazing. I want to say that because every time, look, Trent Brown got paid because it's Tom Brady. I can't think of the other tackle that went to the Giants that he's on I think he a free agent now. They're gonna let him go. When he was with Tom, he didn't have to worry. He had to worry for Danny Dimes.
Oh yeah.
You know,
I think when it came to Tom Brady, he was able to get that ball out just so quickly because he was, like I said, his reads went from inside to outside. He was either going to slide or tight end before he even thought about outside wide receivers. Most of the time, he didn't think about those outside wide receivers. So of course, any tackle is playing for Tom Brady is like, hey, this is the dream right now because I really don't have to protect very long at all because it's only 2 seconds before he's going to release that ball, maybe less. Because he's going to that short game, he's going to West Coast you all the way down the field or hitting that skinny seams to the tight end. And so Lamar needs to definitely, go under Tom Brady's tutelage and do a little bit of that as well. He held that ball pretty long last season, and he did it with a pretty crappy line. So kind of on both of them.
When Tom had a horrible line, you see what happens. He don't last too long either way. I'm saying as far as like when you got they've both made offensive tackles, on the positive side of the thing. They both made offensive tackles look amazing. Like Ronnie Stanley, 0 sacks when he went all pro. Why? Even if Lamar held it, he's able to extend the play with his feet. That he makes the tackles look better. He made Orlando Brown look better. He got Orlando Brown to become a left tackle in Kansas City. You know what I mean? He started it.
They got him to the Pro Bowl. I think didn't Orlando Brown make the Pro Bowl too?
He made the Pro Bowl, but I think he was a sub. I don't know if he came in offhand. Like he's definitely not.
I mean, you can see that Kansas City's not as convinced as he. Hey, I don't think he signed to a new deal, right?
He that's what I'm saying. He made the Pro Bowl, but if he was first team All Pro, they wouldn't have this problem. They would have just already been like, we cutting him a check.
We're starting early today. He started early with the nonsense. Here we go.
Well,
said Troy was better than boy. Are you serious? You can't be serious right now. Like they were different types, no doubt. They were different types because Troy was that thumper. He could get over there and he had good instincts. He could jump the line. He jumped a lot of different plays based off his instincts. And he was just able to hide because he was so daggone small. Fooled the heck out of Joe Flacco many a time. But when it came to Ed Reed, there was no better ball hawk. Dude sniffed it out. Like when you on a grown man's wristband that says "Watch for Ed," on the wristband, on the GOAT's wristband, you know you the man. Ain't nobody got watch for KAMRU on their wristband all day. They ain't watching him all game long.
But he was. See, this is the thing. It's kind of hard to compare because it's like apples and oranges almost. He didn't. Troy didn't play center field. He played strong. He played in the box, and sometimes they had him coming on the outside like his outside linebacker. Yeah. I mean, he would roam, but he made
some amazing acrobatic catches. I like Troy Polamalu. I got respect for Troy Polamalu. But if we talk about greatest safety all time, ball hawk, don't throw it or else we'll fool you, bait you every single time, set you up. And actually it was game plan that Baltimore would score touchdowns on defense because you had that guy back there.
When the GOAT said you could have played corner because of your technique and how good you was to cover, when the GOAT, I'm talking about Prime. When Prime said Ed can play corner,
well,
But down too early with it. You got to.
Here you go. He going. He had it again, man. He had it again.
We didn't. I'm not comparing Lamar to Brady. I'm saying what they have in common that they did. They both made tackles look amazing. Tom made tackles. Tom made Trent Brown and the other tackle look amazing because he was getting the ball out super early. Lamar made Ronnie and made Orlando Brown look amazing because he was able to extend the plays. That's the only comparison. That's not comparing as far as what they did on the field. And like who's better than who? No, but they both did something that is very hard to do. You given like Ronnie when Ronnie was with Flacco, Ronnie Stanley he gave up at least 3 tackles, even though he was still a Pro Bowler.
Yeah,
he still here you go.
He said, "Don't forget about the Ravens version of Deion said." Now that version wasn't that. He wasn't that fire.
You can't do that. You can't do that. Don't be disrespecting Greg. Don't do it.
He disrespected. Look.
I'm coming to Florida, brother. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's the old problem. You can't do that, man. After the toe was all jacked up, you can't do that. He still had something.
Yeah, I'm about to say he came out looking like his toe in Baltimore.
Bro, he was 37. He was 37 playing corner.
37.
Come on now, Raven.
We were trying to bring back a GOAT, and it didn't go too well. But I loved watching him in Dallas. I loved watching him in Atlanta. I loved watching him with the 49ers. I mean, he was just phenomenal. Just a fun player to watch. And then just had so much swag. Like he had swag before most players had swag. They're doing music videos with huge gold chains on. Hell, I got a Jerry curl because of the dude at the time. I'm saying I got the activator.
What?
Messing my mama couch up and everything.
That's right.
Look like an Eddie Murphy movie or something, man. Saw the juice all over the couch.
Man, I wanted to be possible. Man, look, his tech. A lot of people don't even talk about it, but his technique was sound, bro. His technique. Forget the fact that he was running like a 4-1. His technique was sound, bro. He was sound. His technique was sound.
All right, so let's get to it, man. You know, first things first. You know how I do.
Yes, sir.
That shade, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, there you go.
Baby. He's still here. Y'all
That's what engraving. That's what.
He's still here, y'all. He ain't going nowhere. On camera, your assistant coaches, they talk about hiring and putting in whatever spots. This guy still got a job. Y'all gonna have to get over it. And then, of course, we go through. I just want to say appreciate y'all. We had 1,033 subs. You know, we made it. I appreciate y'all. It's been a wonderful experience going through, and because of y'all, I got to meet my man here, and then of course we keep growing. We're doing big things. He don't release the album. It's hidden. It's got some songs on it. I'm like, all right.
Thank you. You know what makes me feel good when I get texts and you giving me back my bars. I was like, oh, the man is listening. You start quoting my bars. I'm like, oh, he listened.
I'm like, this dude here, he said he's the Barry White of rap. I'm like, let's go.
Oh man.
Yeah. Like, hey, but for real though, y'all ain't went to go listen to this rap and go look at the link in the description of the previous video.
Yes, sir.
There's a link there, and I'll make sure I put the link here in this video as well as the one to the GoFundMe if you want to go take a look at the GoFundMe video and maybe donate $1 or whatever to the cause to help build for my stepfather's church. But yeah, you gotta check out that album.
How's the funding going? Because I could barely.
We had about $680 right now.
That's what's up. Yes,
and it looks like, and like I said, I'm not sure yet, but there will be some heavy funding coming through from a church. I'm not going to put out there at this particular time. They don't like to gloat about it or whatever, so they just want to be behind the scenes. So I'm like, all right, cool. So there may be some help with that. Let's see. Engraven has something to say here. He said, remember when we had Fabian Washington and Dominique Foxworth? Yeah, picked up Dominique, and that dude, I don't think he had an interception in his career before.
He did. He picked up Ben in that Pittsburgh game.
Yeah, before he came to Baltimore?
No. At Baltimore.
At Baltimore. I was like, man, before he came to Baltimore, he was in Denver, I think, and it just like he showed good technique, but he didn't have a pick before he got here.
Yeah.
And then Fabian Washington. I was a big fan because he had a lot of speed, but it was not putting it all together.
Yeah.
So that was good times. Good times.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get to it. So you want to start with corners or linebackers tonight?
You doing the safeties?
All right, safeties are linebackers. My fault.
It's up to you, brother. I'm with it. I got my
my page is on linebackers, so we're gonna jump over to that real quick. Let me just check these last two comments before we go anywhere.
Shout out to Delta. She always check in and then she go to bed.
It's like, yeah. All right, so Engraver said, I thought those dudes were going to be the truth. I thought Fabian was going to be the truth, too. In fact, I was crazy about him in Madden, man. It was just, he was so blazing fast. And
I thought definitely was going to be a problem.
Before Baltimore stole him. What? Oh, you talking about
Will, you know what? You are undercover fan,
he's
brother.
Still salty, dog. He probably going to like
a Raven fan.
You know, he probably just came back from the salty group, you know.
No, Will is an undercover Raven fan because remember when the Browns had a good team in Baltimore stole? Yeah, you mean remember when Cleveland had a good team and Baltimore stole?
Yeah, I think they just left town because they just didn't want nothing to do with Cleveland. I think that's
Come on over. Come on
people, look, LeBron left, everybody left.
It's the colors, bro. Just come on over.
Hey, come on over, dog. Man, what's up, Delicious? How you doing, man?
See what up? Might as well just come on over. Will's come on. He be on here.
Boy, come on over. We'll get him a nice shirt. He can leave town too. Just tell him like as he's leaving, like, hey, I left like the rest of them. So
yeah, just come on over, bro. Just come on over.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right. So here we go. Inside linebackers.
Yes, sir.
So I had at number 5, Brandon Smith out of Penn State, 6'3", 241 pounds. He's originally from Virginia, so if he came over to Baltimore, he would not be traveling too far. It'd be nice to have him over there. Yeah, this dude, he's great in coverage. He had 81 tackles on the season, 45 solo, 2 sacks, 1 forced fumble, and 5 pass defenses. He's a prototypical size. I like the size on this kid. Yeah, he's pretty good at blitzing from what I can see. This dude loves to blow stuff up. He reminds me of Pat Queen a little bit. You know, needs a little bit of patience. He's not too great at tackling. That's another trait of Pat Queen. That's why I say he went up that lane there. He is one of those guys who just shoots. He just goes with it. And then I wanted to see a little bit more against the run against this guy. What'd you have on him?
I didn't have anything on him, but I watched a few games of him because I'm in Jersey. I think last year, before they had him at middle linebacker, didn't they have him playing like Rover? He was like Rover strong safety. Like he was. They moved him. She got hands, yo. She got a mouth. She catching it in the air. They had him at the Rover spot, like he was playing strong safety, weak side linebacker a lot before they moved him to the middle.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So I think he's still, like you said, like Queen. He's still
he'll do better in the wheel than he would at the mic. Is what I saw.
You have kids, not adults.
It's all good. I got the kids usually running through. That's why I had to switch the scene. I'll be honest with you because the other side blocks the bathroom. And they have a problem with me blocking the bathroom during the show.
Oh, okay.
They want to stick behind. Cameron has no problem. He's just like, screw you guys. I'll walk behind you, no problem. My daughter, she does not like being on my show because some of her friends from school are actually waiting for her to walk behind the scenes. So they can just be like, oh, yeah, there she is. Little stalker.
Oh, man.
Anywho,
go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Let's see what Adi says. He says a possible day 3 option. Linebacker Troy Anderson out of Montana State, 6'4", 235 pounds. And a former QB turned running back turned linebacker. Could be the Brandon Stevens of the draft. So, why is he constantly moving all these positions would be the big question for me. Is he just trying to make the roster and get to start somewhere? Or is he actually a really solid talent at the position? And, you also need that experience there.
I haven't seen any tape on him.
Yeah.
Know anything good about him. I didn't like I told you before, I had four of each. I tried to narrow it down to my wish list that we may have within the first 3 rounds. So
I kind of went with the prototypical, the prototypical guys. I saw a few that was on the list that was top 5 and went with them. And then I have one sleeper that I kind of watched a lot more tape on, and I was just like, oh man, I'm really pumped up about this guy here.
Go ahead. Who's 4th on your list?
4th on the list is DeMarvion Overshawn.
Okay.
So I think his name is very self-explanatory on some of the plays you can see. Like, hey, he's all about the Showtime hit. Big time showtime hits or ankle tackles, which is kind of weird about him. He does a good bit of leading with his helmet. He needs to take that out of the play.
Yeah, so
make sure he plays some heads up football. He had some good awareness. Like I said, a lot of ankle tackles on his tape. He's able to play multiple positions, and I saw him as stronger versus the pass than the run, which is kind of weird because at 6'4", you think he'd be a little bit stronger versus the run. But I ain't saying he bad at it, but he was just meh. It was an okay thing.
Yeah.
This guy had about 74 tackles. 38 of those were solo. He had 2 sacks, 2 fumble recoveries, 2 pass defenses. I think he was a pretty decent guy with awareness, but he's just one of those guys you want to see more. You want to see him wrap up a little bit more. But what you think on that?
I haven't seen anything on him.
He was just one of those guys, like he would go through and it was just like it would be thunderous hits, but it's like if the running back or quarterback or ball carrier, whatever, if they just shrug their shoulders just a little bit, they're getting upfield and he's missing a huge tackle.
So he got his head down too much.
Yeah,
but we don't. Yeah, that's another thing we had. Well, that's technique. So you got to work on that anyway.
Yeah, and I'm thinking like, that could be, maybe it can be cured at the next level, but we saw with Pat that it definitely needs some honing, some working on.
You got to keep doing it. Stop doing that.
I don't need 2 of those guys on the team, that are just highlight reels, but not necessarily, breaking down to tackle. That could be a problem.
Yeah. My first one, my fault. I think that we could snag him. Probably, definitely a day 2 pick would be Darren Beavers from University of Cincinnati.
Okay.
Now he's a tweener because he's very versatile as far as because he's 6'4", 252. So a lot of times Cincinnati used him as an outside linebacker when they wanted to blitz him.
Yeah.
But, he was good against. He's a tackling machine, but he's not laying the wood or nothing like that. But once he put his arms around you, you're not going anywhere. He kind of reminds me of
sound like a family reunion hug.
Yeah.
Ready to get away from Auntie.
Is it Evans? Edmonds, the middle linebacker for Buffalo?
I think so.
I think his last name is Evans. I can't remember. But
I thought Evans played for was he Tennessee?
I think, but what I'm talking about. The middle linebacker for Buffalo got the dreads. Brother, he's 6'5".
Okay.
He's the starting middle linebacker for Buffalo. I can't think of his name. His brother plays for Pittsburgh. Played the strong safety for Pittsburgh, number 34. All right, but anyway, his pass rush is excellent as far as coming off the edge. That's the only reason I like him is because he's really like a positionless linebacker. Like he can play inside, he can play outside. Like I said, he's a tackling machine, which is really good. My biggest worry is he's not good at playing man-to-man coverage. He's pretty decent in his zone, in his zone coverage, but you're not expecting. I guess the way I still want to see what Mike McDaniels is looking to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As far as Wink wanted everything to come from the middle, so he didn't really care. He didn't really care about great edge rushers. They didn't have to come off the corner, but Mike likes jokers to come off the corner, and if something comes down the middle, that's a plus.
I'm kind of excited between him and Weaver teaming up. I am excited to see what they're going to develop this edge and the outside linebackers into. Is it going to be stronger this year? Can we get more sacks? Can we be like 2006 Ravens?
Yeah, that would be nice. That's what we need though. That's exactly what we need because that's when you can get back to the organized chaos. It's not that way. But that's all I have on him. Okay, who's your number 3?
Number 3, of course, is Nicoby Dean. Now we're getting into the big time, guys.
Put Dean on the list because I don't think he's gonna be there for us.
Yeah,
I didn't put him on the list.
It was like a toss up between these 3 because at every list I was looking at, and then I started to look at the tape. I'm sitting here looking, and I'm like, all right. So when you got the size, because size was, I think that was the big determiner for me when it came to putting the other 2 ahead of this guy. He's only 6 feet even, so 225 pounds. However, of course, we had a Hall of Famer there. Similar height.
You gotta remind the way he plays. His playing style remind me of Ray.
Yeah. So he's on the size. He's a good tackler. He's got great awareness. He's fast. He turns heads at his size for a reason. But when you look at him on the field, you do see like almost a difference of your outside of wheel linebackers and then him, and then it goes back up again. You're looking at it side by side. He does know how to wrap up. He's a solid pass defender. Let's see here. I guess the main question was, will it translate to the next level at that size nowadays? But if he's able to, produce like he's doing now, the guy's got 6 sacks on the season, 2 forced fumbles, 72 tackles, 36 of those were solo, but 6 feet, 225 pounds. If he's got good awareness, maybe they can, maybe he'll do decent at the mic. That's something I'd hope to see. Maybe something like a Fred Warner. I don't know.
A lot of the linebackers that we talked about before, especially the 2 players from Bama, the inside linebacker and safety, I think they're going back to college. They're not going to come out. They're not declaring for the draft, so I had to take them both off. It's funny that you got Dean for your number 3. I had because I'm just thinking about, like I said, my wish list, because Jokers are not going to be there.
Yeah,
I think Dean going in the top 10. He's that smart of a player, and he's going to be that good, in my opinion. He's actually, I think he can get up to that size, same size as a Singletary. They play not Singletary. The middle linebacker that plays for Chicago. He can get it. He's from Georgia as well. I can't think of his name, but he's a tackling machine as well. But they're about good. He's the same height, so I figured that's like Dean. If he went in the top 10, Dean won't go in the top 10. He's about the same height as he is. If you put on another, he's like what, 222?
Mm-hmm. So 225. 225.
Yeah, they once you get to the all-season program, they're gonna beef him up a good 10 more pounds. He's gonna be solid in there wherever he goes. But I had his running mate, Channing Tindall. That whole Georgia front 7, bro, from the school of FSU. They come there for one thing, and it's all violent. That's a violent group, man, and that's why I really hope that we do get somebody from that Georgia Georgia front 7.
Yeah, anything Georgia front 7, I think that's a hit. That's a win right there.
Yeah, but he's 6'1", 223. He's another one that needs to get a little bit bigger. And again, this is college, so anybody needs to get bigger. Lamar had to get a little bit bigger. So,
yeah, I mean, Carl Davis, he ain't got to get bigger though. We good.
No, not everybody, but
we pick up Davis, but like I said, I would be doing cartwheels over the living room live on stream. I'd be bumped up, man.
But he's super athletic, man. He got great speed. He's violent with his hands. He's another tackling machine, but he brings it, man. He brings the thunder. He's fast. He's very, very, very athletic. He has to work on his cover skills, but I think most linebackers do have to work on it. Unless they were safeties converted, the linebackers, usually most of them do have to work on their cover skills. But I think that he just needs to get the weight on,
Yeah.
Once he gets the weight on, he'll be able to shed the backs. What happened?
The drugs in Cleveland got to be just top notch. I mean, they have to be absolute fire right now. I mean, goodness.
Going off tonight. You gotta come on. You're thinking too hard right now, brother.
Oh my goodness. I don't know, man. He was just waiting. He had that one just pocketed like, all right, I'm tossing this one out there.
I don't like what they talking about. I'm gonna talk about Lamar. I like what they talking about.
He got it laced with everything today.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Who's your second?
Sorry. Yeah, let me read this and I'll go in a second. He said, I just learned about Anderson. He was all conference at QB and LB, but it was Montana State, inexperienced, high protection. Could be someone starting on special teams and coached up by Zach Orr. Okay, developmental player. I think, late rounds, I can see that. Yeah, I mean, we got enough picks in the 4th round. Maybe that could be something that they could pick up just to kick the tires on, see what happens.
Yeah, because I think they really moving Malik. They're going to move Malik over to the strong side.
Yeah,
maybe they, that's what they were talking about. That's what Coach Harb was talking about. But
yeah, I'm curious to see what everything that they have talked about in the offseason, if it comes to fruition.
Yeah.
Number 2. I feel like, I don't know, maybe out of bias, I feel like this guy should have had him at number 1, in my opinion. I should have just said he was number 1, but Christian Harris, I was just such a big fan
I think he go from Bama.
Yeah.
He's going back.
Yeah. You say he's dropping?
Yeah, I think he's going back to college.
Oh, okay, he's going back. Okay, well, I have to cross him off. Man, that sucks.
Him and Battle. The safety I kept talking about. They both going back.
Well, they just bitter because they didn't get the championship. They want to go back another year. I know they're out. I know they're academics.
I think. I think they both were redshirt southpaws. So it might be better for him, stay one more year.
Yeah,
you can get better. I mean, Battle, he was already in the top 10.
Yeah,
in another year, he's gonna be the number one safety coming out. So I don't think it can hurt him. But
I can't believe Chris is going back, man. This dude, he made for Baltimore. Come on.
Unless I'm wrong, I just know Battle went back because now I'm looking. I don't see I'm looking for top 10 middle linebackers. I've been looking, and he's not in there anymore.
Okay,
he got to be going back. I was like, he got to be going back.
All right, so I'll just give you my quick review on him, even though he may be going back or he's going back. Like I said, fast, blows stuff up. Tackles great. He's got a great tackling form. He's a monster against the run. Good run and pass blitzer. Could use some work and some pass coverage. And he had 5.5 sacks, 79 tackles. I want to say 45 of those are solo, 2 pass defenses. 2 forced fumbles and 3 pass defenses. I mean, 6'2", 232 pounds. I mean, what more would you want? What more would you want out of a line? This is the guy. I'm about as excited about him as I was about when Hightower ended up getting drafted to the Patriots. I was mad. Right. I was like, Hightower was that dude for Baltimore.
Right.
And he definitely helped shore up that defense there.
I'm just looking this up to make sure that they see if they did any updates. Last time we had him up there was 2012, January 12th. But from what I was told, what I read up on, he's off now. So, I mean, it's and again, it's the money. You got to think if somebody's telling them, like if you stay another year.
If you roll into the top 10 or something.
Yeah, it's money to be because I don't think they had him as a first-round draft pick. Like he's a monster. He's a true monster, though. He is a true monster. But I don't think
crazy, man. I'm looking at this guy. All I see is explosive plays all over the field. I'm just I'm shocked
because they got him on this old list from January 12th. They have Devin Lloyd, who I have as my number 1, who may be there. Nicoby Dean as number 2. Christian Harris is number 3. And then it's everybody else after that. But I think that they might have said something, So who knows? Anything could happen. You know what I'm saying? But I have before I get to Devin Lloyd, because I know that's probably your number 1 as well.
Yeah, I got my sleeper over here too. Do you want to go through that next?
Yeah, my number 2 is Brian Usama from University of Oklahoma, 6 foot, 222 pounds. Another superb athlete. He can only flaw I ever saw in him, honestly, is he can cover. When I'm talking about he can cover. He can cover, playmaker, he's violent, he's fat, he got the speed. The thing is, they just need to put the weight on. Like 222, you still a strong safety.
Well, wait, what school was he at?
He's at Oklahoma.
They ain't feeding him up there? What the heck? They got cows there. They got a whole agriculture. They teach agriculture all through high school. But they already the best cows out there.
You know what it is? You in the Big 12, you got to be able to run. They run the 7-on-7s majority of the time in the Big 12.
I know a lot of speed comes out of there. So I imagine they working on that lean body style over there.
Yeah. So they do produce a couple of good linebackers off him, but he's the same size. True. He needs to at least get a good 10, 15 pounds on. He's 222. He got to put the weight on. You know what I mean? But go ahead. I'm sorry.
All right. So here's the dude that I was looking at, and I was like, all right, this dude might be the sleeper for real.
Mm-hmm.
And his name is hard as heck to pronounce.
Edufan
Ulofoshoyo. Ulofashio, sorry, out of Washington. 6'1", 235 pounds.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm sitting here just watching tape on this stuff. I'm like, all right, superb tackling, loves why. I mean, I just love watching the pass rush. It's exciting to watch him pass rush.
Mhm.
He fights through the trash against the run. I mean, he's got great awareness. He was just like he could sniff things out, man, just like a dog, like an airport dog sniffer, just going through and finding the running back, no matter how like confusing of a maze of the line it looks like.
Mhm.
He was able to get in there and just sniff everything out and stop runs. Got some good coverage ability. Sometimes he's over aggressive because he takes those really aggressive angles, and if he misses, it's going to be a big miss.
Right.
But they were showing him calls and fumbles and stuff. I'm like, if he didn't get his hands in there, that was a huge play that he was going to give up. So sometimes he's overshooting some stuff. So maybe just a little bit of control, dial it back on the gas just a little bit. But I did like this guy, Adafon Ulofashoyo.
Okay, I'm gonna check him out. Yeah. So what you got on Devin Lloyd before we?
Devin Lloyd. Let's see here. I had him.
What you like about him? Man? Who does he remind you of? Because I got a comp on who he remind me
of. Solid pass rush, extremely well. I said Fred Warner. That was the one. I brought it up earlier, but it was I said Fred Warner because his coverage ability. This dude could actually run with slot receivers.
Right.
And I mean, at 6'3", he can also cover linebackers.
I didn't even think about Fred Warner. That's funny that you said that. I was just thinking about young version of CJ because how he came up the tackle. He's long. He's how he's taking on blocks. I don't like. He don't bring that hit stick. He not laying. But CJ wasn't that type either. Like he wasn't like laying the wood like that. He wasn't.
CJ was just smart. He could always claw the daggone run. He had so much of Ray Lewis in him. It was just it was uncanny. But I think CJ's coverage skills sometimes lacked. He would come up with big plays, on interceptions like the one against Cleveland.
Right.
But for the most part, he getting smoked on that outside.
Yeah,
they had him Bowser-like skills.
That wouldn't happen. But Lloyd reminds me of him because he is sideline to sideline. He's quick. He's quick in short areas.
I want to call him like Lloyd out of like the Lego movie, Lloyd.
He got a long frame, man. I mean, he had 6'3", 235. He's definitely. Only thing I wish that he did, his IQ was high. He got a high football IQ, which is great. Only thing that I wish that he did was just bring that thump. But everybody doesn't bring that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he's a decent tackler. I think that would be another thing that I would want him to work on top of that. But go ahead.
So let's see. Adi says there's two guys from Penn State, aka LBU, Linebacker University, that could be of interest: Lakita and Brandon Smith. Yeah. I had Brandon Smith on there. Yeah. I said he was number 5 on my list. Lakita, I've definitely been hearing good things about Lakita, so I think those are good late round steals. And like I said, sometimes it's not where you drafted; it's just what you bring to camp. And you've seen that plenty of times with undrafted free agents come through, like a Danielle Ellerby, and just sneak their way onto a roster and do great things for the team. So hopefully, these late round picks or maybe some undrafted free agents, like maybe Lakita or something, can slide to Baltimore and produce big.
Okay, now if we get a linebacker, who out of that list that you have, who would you want?
What I want, honestly, this sleeper dude is pretty exciting. But if we had a choice of something along the lines of Brandon Smith, Demarion Overshawn, or this Ulofasholio, I don't know. I like this Ulofasholio dude.
Yeah.
But Brandon Smith was pretty exciting as well. I don't know if they're gonna go back to the Penn State well. I did like watching him.
Yeah.
Demarion, like I said, he just out of control. I would be upset if he got on the team and ended up missing a lot of tackles and we getting just lit up.
If we're going to get somebody that's going to be a running mate with Queen, I'm just wondering if we're going to do it. Is it going to be a first round draft pick? If you get a first round draft pick, I would hope that if it's going to be a first round, I would hope it would be Lloyd. If he's there.
Oh yeah. If we going first, then I definitely want. I want Lloyd. I want Harris ultimately.
They got a first round. They got a first round grade on Lloyd, Dean, Brian Asama, the one I was telling about from Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I got a first-round grade on those three, and I mean, we'll see. Like all three of them are different types of different. I was about to say running back. Excuse me, different types of linebackers. All three of them. One of them, Brian, fits the mold of today's type of linebacker as far as being able to cover and the speed. But now it seems like offense try to stay ahead of the defense, but now they're trying to dial it a different way. If y'all notice, it's still a passing league, but they bringing back the big back.
Before absolutely. It's a constant rotating roster, you know.
Yeah. So
the Wildcat was basically, taking over in the early 2000s for like the first two, couple of years, and then it got figured out. So they had to adjust to something else. Yeah. Then, everybody was running 4-6 defenses, and then all of a sudden slot receivers came out to counter that, because you can't come out there with a linebacker expecting to be able to cover one of the fastest slots out there. And so it's a constant revolving, just an evolving league, and then revolving, because they just bringing back old stuff that nobody's seen in a couple of years. And then those offensive coordinators look like geniuses.
They definitely trying to get that big back in there. Again, at least you need to have, and because of King Henry, he's one of a kind, but because of
remember Steven Jackson and all that, they was dumping, coming through there. It was the Giant, Brandon Jacobs.
You gotta have that one. You gotta have
to be a grown man.
When they get cold, jokers don't want to hit. They don't really
want to hit. That's what I kind of liked about Murray as the colder months came on.
Yeah.
They didn't want to tackle that dude. They really weren't about it. Right. And that's gonna be like our Gus Edwards. Like, they ain't gonna want to tackle that guy, and he's fast.
Yeah.
So it's just gonna be a tough thing. That's why I love the change of pace between Gus and between JK. Looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Get this line rocking. Give me a swing tackle that's gonna just beast on people, and I'll be excited to see the ground game go crazy again. All right, you ready to go to the free safeties?
Yes, sir.
All right, we are rocking into the free safeties. So the thing I came up with was an acronym of what I look for when it comes to free safeties, and it's called BAITS, BAITS. And so when it comes to BAITS, that's burst and speed. So of course they need to be able to, what's that 40 look like at the combine? What's that burst look like off the line? What's that initial, can they be able to keep up with these guys who run in that John Ross type speed? Next is the agility and the technique. Can they twist those hips? Can they flip the hips at the right angle? Can they run at angles? Let's see. And then there was the eye. What did I say? Eye was instincts. What does your instincts look like? Can you jump that route? Are you going to take those chances? And then there was the tackling. Of course, it's just, hey, can you wrap up? Can you not get beat on that back end, because you are that last line of defense, is that safety? And then the S, size does matter. I don't care what she told you. You feel me? So it's like, let's see.
Well, what I'm looking for, to add on to that.
Let's see. All right, well, one last little comment here from Will. He just made a donation to the Cash App. Appreciate you, Will. Hey, have a good night, man. I know you're going to sleep.
Salute, Will.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
Take care, man, and go Ravens for sure. So let's see with the bait. So like I said, it just burst, agility, instincts, tackling, and size.
Yeah, I on top, like I said, on top of that, I want to see how physical that you got to be physical as a safety. We can't, if you tackling, I need more than just you arm tackling. I need you to be able to run through.
Oh yeah, you got to wrap up. I need you to be able to play at the box now. Nowadays it's like you got to be interchangeable, because that's how Harbaugh going to use you.
And on top of that, you got to be, with that covering skill, you got to be able to jump into that slot. You got to be able to move. Like I said, Ed was one of a kind, bro. He could have played, when Deion said he could have played corner, he meant it. He's like, man, he could have played corner because of the technique. He understood it. And he could cover anybody. So he did what he had to do. You want me to start this one off?
Sure. Yeah. Right.
My last on the totem pole, I'm gonna go from 4 and up. Is Nick Cross from Maryland. He's definitely got the speed. He's an athlete. 6'1", 210. He's a ball hawk. My biggest flaw was, and we just talked about it. I don't know how physical, and it could be because at Maryland he just didn't show it to me, how that physicality. I need to see more. I mean, he's a decent tackler, but again, you got. I'm not looking for you just to pop somebody, but I'm looking for you to wrap up and run through. And that's got to be. I don't know how much is being taught there, but that has to be something that he has to.
Wrap up and run through.
Look. If you get him right, if you got the right angle, then you can put it. You can put him down without wrapping up. But you just can't be going in there, eyes closed and shooting. You got to know what you're shooting when you're doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so, I think they got to have a good. You got to be bold when it comes to strong safety. When they're asking you to come down in that box, they're basically asking you to be that linebacker that they need. Yeah. And if you can't do that, and you playing scared, then there's going to be a big run that goes off, and you got to make sure that you have awareness for that, but at the same time, you got to be a thumper.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like on special teams. You have to be a crazy person. You already know that you're going in there and you about to get popped from somebody from somewhere, and you don't know where it's coming from, but you know that you got to be a man going in there. Like, I'll get on the field, son. I'll get out there. I'm a regular player, ain't special. All right, okay, I'm guessing some special teams.
Who you got, man? Who?
Oh, so I got so for the first one was Brian Cook, 6'2", 195 pounds, out of Cincy. As far as that burst and speed at B, I gave him a C+. Said I just wanted to see what he had as far as 40 time out of the combine. But all the other grades, I feel like he was pretty decent. And actually, I think he was well above average. Right. As far as the agility and technique, I gave him an A. It says his instincts, I gave him an A because he had 9 pass breakups in 2021. His tackling, A+. He had 95 tackles in 2021. This dude is not scared. No. Not scared to get the physical at all. He had 1 sack and 2 interceptions. And then, of course, the size, I gave him an A because of the 6'2". Maybe you can eat a sandwich or two or something along those lines. Maybe go visit something along, go get him some soul food. He's in Cincinnati, so I don't know if they got good food there. And Wilbert is not here to defend himself, so I'm going to say no.
I'm gonna give you my sleeper now. My sleeper is McKinney out of the University of Oregon. He's about the same size as the Honey Badger. I'm gonna say he's about 5'9", 5'10".
Kenny what?
McKinney.
Oh, McKinney.
23 free safety. He just makes plays, man. He's just all over the field. That I do like about him.
Okay.
He's definitely a decent tackler. He's not afraid to come up and lay the wood. I don't know. I don't have his comp on his weight as of yet. I think he's like 180, 190, but he's not on the tall side as far as safety wise.
Okay.
He's about the same size as Honey Badger. What, 5'9", 5'10"?
Yeah, he's pretty short. Yeah,
he's not that. He reminds me of him as far as the way he's moving in that back.
Yeah, Shantae had a question for you. Yeah. So going back on what you said before, the guy that plays for Buffalo, his last name is Edmonds.
Thank you, because I couldn't remember. Thank you.
Yeah, sometimes we be brain farting up here.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
It's all good. All right, so my next guy was Lewis Klein.
I was like, thank you, Greg.
Yeah, so Lewis Klein out of Georgia, 6'1", 200 pounds.
Oh, he's a thumper.
Yeah, he was straight. I gave him a B when it came to his burst and the speed. I want to still, like I said, I still want to see that combine time, and I want to look at a little bit more tape on this individual, see what type of speed, if he can keep up with the back end there. I gave him a B+ when it came to agility and technique, is the ability to be able to flip those hips, because he has solid skills when it came to being interchangeable. But strong safety is truly a strength of his. He can be put back there and do a decent job at free safety, but I liked seeing him being able to thump. That's why I gave him like an A. And I gave him a B+ in tackling. He had 73 tackles last season. He had 9 pass breakups. So as far as his instincts, I feel like he's really there with the pass breakups. And then when it came to the size, a B+ was 6'1", 200 pounds. I feel like this is one of those guys that could fit very well within the Ravens defense, simply because of that interchangeableness of strong safety and free safety.
Next gentleman is Justin Seals' his brother, Jackson Hill.
Okay.
Came there as a running back, switched to safety. He got great range, great speed. He loves it. He can play in the box. He's a great blitzer. And I just he plays the only thing I want him to work on is his playmaking ability. He plays the man more than he plays the ball. Kind of reminds me of how Marlon was when Marlon first got in the, as far as the corner. He's so used to, because in Alabama they play so much man to man, you don't really see the ball.
Yeah, I thought Greedy Williams was like similar. He played a lot of more the man than the ball. And I felt like there was many times where those guys who do that when they play the man to entirely too much, they're running towards the man when the ball's in the air, their hands up, and sometimes it's 50-50. Sometimes the ref are like, yeah, that's fully a flag. And then other times they're like, just letting it ride. I'm like, they impeded the path of the player.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That's my biggest thing. Other than the only flaw that I can say about him is really that his frame. He's 6 feet. He's 192 pounds. His frame, the way he's built, he's gonna have to figure out a way to put some weight on. He needs to. He's honestly he's built like, I mean, it seems like it's in the genes. Him and his brother. On the slimmer side. But he needs to get up to about at least 200. 210. Mm-hmm. The way he plays.
We call Big Mama, have her in the kitchen as soon as he come to Baltimore.
Yeah. He's a pretty, like I said, he can cover, but he's more covering the man than he doesn't know how to play the ball that well.
Yeah, they say he has an ability to cover slot wide receivers. Yeah. He had 2 interceptions, 8 pass breakups, 69 tackles. Mm-hmm. I'm with you. Cover skills. I think when it comes down to getting in that box against the run, we definitely need him to eat a little bit more so he can be that thumper, because King Henry will come through and run him over.
Yeah. He better be hitting him in his toes.
Time for some toes. I say time for some ankle tackle. This is where ankle tackles are key. Gotta have an ankle biter.
Go ahead. Who you got?
Next, Jaquan Brisker.
Yes, sir.
State. I don't know why it was. I just kept revolving around Georgia, Alabama, Penn State, and Notre Dame. I feel like it was just constantly where they just almost every single position. It seemed like I kept hovering around all those. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so this guy, he was 6'1", 203 pounds. I gave him an A as far as his speed is concerned. When the burst, and then when it came to agility and his technique, this guy's a true center fielder.
Yeah.
He had some injury history. He's kind of on and off the field. Had a friend like this when I was playing amateur football. It was like, he's with the trainer. He's knocked out. He's getting carried off the field. And then like 2 or 3 plays later, the guy's back on the field. It's like, I'm like, what? Wait a minute. You was just knocked out cold as the quarterback, and you just came back in at linebacker. Like, what's going on?
He's tough.
He just had a lot of heart, and I think that's kind of where this guy is. He's gonna, hopefully we get him with a good trainer this year, because we just hired one. So let's see how that goes if he comes to Baltimore. As far as his tackling, I gave him a B-. He never scared, but I still want to see him put some of that maybe a little bit of weight on. Mm-hmm. And then as far as the size, I gave him a B+, and the instincts a B as well. I feel like this is a solid. I wouldn't say developmental player, but I am saying, day one, I don't know, maybe, but probably by like week 6, we can see him getting pushed in and getting more reps and making some plays.
All right, my last 2 on my wish list. All right, so one of the 2, my number one fan. I'm the number one fan of Kyle Hammondson. He's self-explanatory, so we're not getting
absolutely.
All right, that's an A's across the board. I ain't even just leave him out of it, but Jalen Petrie from Baylor.
Okay.
5'10", 195. The only thing I would say, and I can see it happening, he could put on another 5-10 pounds. He'd be fine at 5'10". I mean, that man behind you is no bigger than 5'11". So, and he's about 210. But
he get thumped though. Good God.
That's what I do like about this guy. He will hit you.
Mm-hmm.
The ball hawk. He makes plays. He was a senior ball standout. He can cover. He can actually. You can drop him down the slot corner. and he can play in the nickel. So that's the thing about he's very diverse. He's him and if he had the same height and size as Kyle Hammondson, he'd be another one that's going in the top 10. If we don't get him by the second round,
he gone.
Oh yeah, he's too good. He's just too good. And if his 40 time is if he in the sub 4.4s, he gone. He may not even get to the second round. He might be gone before the first is out. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
he's definitely on my wish list. And then of course, Kyle Hammondson, the man that does it all, do it all from Notre Dame, 6'4", 220. Man, you can play him everywhere.
Yeah, I couldn't hand out enough A+ on everything with this guy. I was just like, oh, okay, well, and then
I got to give you A on that too.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh my gosh, A. I'm just like sitting here, just going through. I'm like, my goodness. I think the only thing, like I said, tall guys, hips. Sometimes it doesn't translate. Being that fluidness of the hips or whatever. That was the only thing I really had on him.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm like, dude, this guy is just a monster. He's gonna be something big in the league. I don't know how big, but I don't know about this big, but he's going to be big in the league.
He's definitely a problem. If I wonder, and I've been saying this since we first started talking about the draft. If he slipped if he slipped to number past 10,
yeah,
please trade up. I don't want Washington to get him. I don't want nobody to even think of it.
I think so. I feel like we excited about him like B. Reg is about wide receivers.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
He was on lunch break hot take tonight. All he kept yelling about is that daggone wide receiver. I can't remember what his name is. Traylon Burks. I can't remember. The Arkansas dude. He wants that daggone wide receiver so bad. I was like, dude, just chill. You on multiple shows. How about you want a wide receiver?
But we need. I mean, EDC. He stressed it. He said he likes Brandon Stevens. He likes how he's grown, but he's like, we really do need more playmakers in that back end. We didn't have enough turnovers. We need playmakers all through the defense. But
yeah, I'm excited about Brandon Stevens because I think he's going to be so versatile. They can continue to use him everywhere.
I'm wondering what Mike may have him be doing it right now. Like, as far as like, I'm sure he got in contact with him and say, hey, I want you to work on X, Y, Z. I'm the fact that they are changing the system, telling him to work because he played corner. Is he telling him, I want you to work more there so you can be the third corner in the rotation on the outside?
Okay,
work on it, because he helped start the way the defense was before he left, right?
Yeah.
So when that's with that being said, in my head, I'm thinking 2018 when we had the number one defense.
Okay.
We had that rotation, the three and at that particular time, he was the secondary coach.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it was linebacker. He worked with the linebackers there when he was back with us before.
Yeah, but before he went to the linebackers, they said I looked at his bio. Before he was with the linebackers, they had him at the secondary.
Okay.
So I don't know if he was the main secondary or maybe the assistant secondary coach, but that rotation. Remember that year? This is before the 2018 we had Brandon Carr.
That's the difference I saw between him and Weaver. Is Weaver was all through his resume, D-line, D-line, and all of a sudden defensive coordinator, and then back to D-line, and I was just like, okay, he's great at D-line.
Yeah. I mean that's the biggest thing. So that's what I'm saying. Like, is he going to go back to that rotation? Because that rotation was serious. Even 2019, if you want to, I think he was in the top 3 that year in defense. You had Brandon Carr, you had Marcus Peters. You had obviously Marlon, and then we had Jimmy, right? So it really was supposed to be a 3-man rotation, supposed to be Marcus Peters and Marlon starting. Jimmy was there and Brandon Carr was there, right?
Yeah, Brandon used to give us some plays, man. I know everybody was like, hey, this is a fan favorite, but dude, D getting roasted, man. It was just like, Antonio Brown was on, but it was he like. Every time that Big Ben saw that matchup of Antonio Brown versus Carr, he was just like licking his chops, like, "Yeah, this is it." Right?
Yeah, but Carl did what he had to do. He was a solid corner. You know, you could tell he
And
was
like in the bot, like I say, you keep him in the zone, he was great. But if it came man-to-man coverage outside, like good night.
He been getting torched since the OD, you know, Odell, and he really was not an outside corner. He was a nickel. He was a slot corner at Kansas City. That's why he made his money. Because he was playing in the slot majority of the time.
Yeah, slot and zone. Like as long as you kept him there, he was fine. The second you challenged him deep on the outside, it could be a full-on issue.
Yeah, but that rotation though is big, bro. Because you think about it, that 2018 season, right? You had that rotation. Tavon was healthy. Tavon was healthy, and that's when all the turnovers happened. 2019, it was Brandon. We had Jimmy. Jimmy got hurt. It was just Brandon and Marlon, and then Tavon went down. You had to move Marlon inside.
Did we have another corner too? It was just somebody that was like, it hurt us against Kansas City because AA was missed an assignment, but the other guy was extremely slow.
What you talking about?
There was a corner that was against Kansas City that they had a miscommunication. AA got blamed for it, and Hardman, he scored. I was there at this game, and I was wondering what happened.
Earl was there? Talking about when we played Kansas City?
Yeah.
Earl Thomas was talking all the trash?
Yeah.
Marlon didn't play that game.
No, it was somebody else, though. It was somebody that
Anthony Avery was out there, and
it was a slower corner. I don't know if it was Levine out there, but it was a miscommunication between AA.
It was Tony Jefferson he was dropping. Somebody was supposed to drop out as a safety.
Okay.
He dropped down. He was supposed to drop back. You're talking about when McCole Hardman was wide open.
Yeah. Well, they was also offsides. Like you see his toe.
It didn't matter because he was already like this.
Yeah.
I want to say what's my man that he was playing. He played a little bit of nickel. He had the heart problem. He had to retire. He was from University of Alabama. He was at
Alabama.
He was at New England. He got drafted by New England. Then he was with us. He's from Baltimore. I can't think of his name now.
Hey, man, I'm down on that.
I can't think of his name right now. Man, he was our punt returner as well at one time. Dang, I can't think of his name. But he had a heart condition, and he had retired. I can't think of his name, but he was the other corner out there because it was Brandon Carr, Anthony Avery. You talking about 2019? The 2019 game with Earl Thomas, right? It was Earl and Tony in the back. Brandon Carr was that corner. Anthony Avery was out there. I can't think of this guy's name for the life of me.
Yeah, it's definitely a
number 27. I can't think of his name for the life of me, but I remember he had to retire because he was having heart problems and he had a surgery. I actually used to follow him on Instagram. I can't think of his name, but
so we got let's move forward into
that's my wish list. That's it. I'm good.
Yeah, so you're tired. So mine, I got everything on the we had similar wish lists as far as Daxton Hill, Kyle Hammondson. I think the only difference we had was the two that you mentioned and the three I mentioned between Brian Cook, Lewis Klein, Jaquan Brisker. Here's my sleeper. Kirby Joseph.
Syracuse?
Yeah, he come out of Illinois. Similar color.
Oh, yeah. Kirby is good. Yeah.
6'1", 200 pounds. This dude had 3 fumble recoveries on the season. I mean, he has some definite good ball skills. Had 5 picks on the season, 2 pass defenses. He attacks the ball in the air. That's what I loved about him. Definitely a true center fielder. He takes good angles, and he causes fumbles at will. This dude, I don't know what it is. He just when he's around the balls just pop out. No, it sounded weird, but it's just it's just the truth. He's just popping them out, man. But I gave him, as far as the burst, I gave him a B.
Yeah.
As far as his agility, I definitely gave him an A in there. His instinct, his intelligence, I definitely gave him a B+ in there. Tackling skills, I saw very superb tackling skills there. And then as far as the size, I mean, 6'1", 200 is decent. It's not,
Wasn't he more like a box safety though, instead of a free?
That's why I said he had the good tackling, but it was like most of the plays I'm seeing him making those interceptions. All this dude was running sideline to sideline like he was the free.
You know, this sidebar on that, going back to corner. I really believe that we're gonna. I think we're gonna definitely draft two. We're gonna draft the outside corner. I think we're gonna draft. We got to draft a replacement for Tavon. But you got to put somebody in. I know that Darius Washington is supposed to be moving from safety to corner, and he was making some plays during the preseason. But you might have to draft another guy, man, just in case.
About Geno?
Huh?
Geno Stone?
No, to play slot.
Oh! I thought you were talking about play safety. Yeah.
No. I'm saying
slot. Yeah, we got to go out some corners, man.
I think we're gonna draft two. I think we're definitely drafting two. I think we're gonna draft the outside and the slot corner.
Yeah, don't bring any of them guys back that got roasted against Cincinnati. Just no.
We gotta get. We need some help. We need somebody that can do more than just play. That can play special teams too. I'm talking about like returner. I'm not talking about gunner because you can be trained up to be a gunner, but somebody that got some ball skills. You know what I mean?
Burn with him, man. We got spoiled with Duvernay because Duvernay was killing it, 14 yards on average on punt returns. I remember one year when we only had 26. Our longest kickoff return was 26 yards, and then Devin comes in and he's averaging 26. I'm like, that's what I'm talking about.
We can get some daggone blocking up there for him. He might go ahead and take it to the house a few times, even though he was still first team All Pro. But
here's a good question. The possibility of both Elliott and Bozeman returning as starters. I wouldn't mind tagging one and locking up the other. I think even the Baltimore Ravens said it best that tagging is expensive. It just, we ain't got the money. We ain't got no money. We drop Alejandro, then that frees up some cap. If we drop Tavon, that frees up some more cap. We drop Miles Boykin, unbelievably, that frees up like close to $2 million or a little bit more than $2 million. So it's like they can make some room, but I don't see them franchising. I think they are like, hey, we're really going to get a cheap deal done this year that's going to save us a little bit more money on the cap so we can have some flexibility this year. Or they just going to let them dudes ride and go pick up them supplemental picks next season.
I honestly think that we're going to sign Bozeman, but I think that it's going to either they're going to wait to see, you're going to let them test the market and see what it is, because if you franchise tag an offensive lineman, that's $16 million. If we franchise a safety, that's $17 million, and that automatically goes against the cap. And we only got $8 million in space right now.
Yeah, you want to franchise nothing. I think they ain't trying to. They just like, hey, look, if you don't like the deal, there's the door. It's a plain and simple. That's what I'm telling you. He at the table probably playing hardball like a month. Yeah, they sitting there just chilling. Like,
yeah, we might. I mean, we with Elliott, the fact that his injury history, we may be able to get him on a cheap deal.
Yeah.
But like I told you before, I think he might follow Wink. I wouldn't be surprised if he follows. But
it would not shock me to see him in the New York uniform. Here he is. He's saying the three of those and Hill will get us 15 to 20 extra. I don't know how much Hill gonna get us, but I don't think it's much at all.
Fourth round pick.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, Villanueva is not coming back, so I don't know how much we say with Villanueva get cut.
He gone. That's 10. That's 10 easy. I think it's around 10.
That's 10 million if we cut him
in savings. Yeah, I think it's 8 to 10. I know that 8 to 10.
He got it because he was guaranteed $8 million when he got signed. And
you can look it up, but yeah, I think he got a lot of money. Like that's the biggest cap save right here by dropping. Yeah, dropping AB. Yeah. Okay. So Raven said it is 10.
It's 10.
Yeah, it's 10.
All right, so that's 18 right there.
Yeah. And then I think with Tavon, I think that's about 6.
That's 5. You drop him as 5.
Yeah. You drop Boykin, that's 2.
Bring him back.
Yeah.
You want to open up something. We might have to do him like we did Webby. That's what they did with Webby. Drop him and bring him back.
Yeah.
But You
I
can
say,
either
let them go shop around, do what they want to do, but they want to come back.
I mean, again, if Davon leave, you know where he's going. I'm trying to tell you, if you don't come back here,
it's gonna be Ravens, New York.
He's gonna be wearing his blue right here.
Yeah, they're gonna build a lot with the Ravens drop offs there. Just like the Jets. The Jets,
you
got 11 to 14 different Ravens sitting on their team.
Yeah. But if I'm telling you, we gonna bring some of his boys if they come. They're going right up the road.
So I had one other thing I wanted to bring up.
They're going to extend Marcus Peters. They're not cutting. He already said.
Oh yeah. They said that's easy. That's the easiest decision of the season right there. Other than putting Hollywood on that extension.
So let's just say we have 18. Say we have about 23 right now.
Yeah.
The extension with Marcus. We cut him Villanueva. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, but we're gonna cut him. So that's 10, right? And then the 8 that we have, right?
True.
So they're gonna have to work something out with Bozeman, man. We don't need to get. I don't want any. I'm sorry, man. I just want, unless it's gonna be one of those top 3 linemen that's coming out, which we not gonna be able to grab because they're gonna be gone before the top 10. Neal is gonna be gone. Brother from North Carolina State gonna be gone. My man from Mississippi State is gonna be gone.
I think they'll work some out with Bozeman because they recognize the pain of not having solid linemen.
Center. We don't, especially running the pistol offense. You need a good center. He only had 1 bad snap this whole season, maybe 2, but let him play. Like he did a good job, man. He got a. I want to give him an average. I want to give him about a B grade, maybe a B, C plus, B minus grade. Like he didn't do bad, but you still transitioning from playing left guard this whole time back to where you naturally play as center. And I think if you give him another year on the center, he's going to be a all pro center. He has the talent to do it. He was great against the run. He really didn't give up any. I think he gave up maybe 1 sack, 1 or 2 sacks. That's all I could think of. But he did a decent job. I'll be honest with you. I love the Joker, but I'd rather have Bozeman back over Elliott because.
Oh yeah. Because Stevens, Stevens is pretty good insurance and then of course we can go in there and it's a lot. The depth, like we've been talking about it, the depth at that position is pretty solid for the draft. I'd rather have a cheap draft pick than have Joker back. I love Joker, but at the same time, the dude is like I said, he gonna end up in New York.
Ability, bro. You gotta be available, and he was decent. He was. I mean. Last year he was becoming a monster, and you could see it. And you could see it really start. Like the playmaking ability was coming out.
Right.
I think that's why I really think that he'll be better if he follows Wink because he'll know the system. He don't have to learn nothing over. He'll know the system and he'll digest that system, and he can run it from there. And then if we can get Tavon back, we get him back. But I don't know if Tavon gonna be there.
So let's see. Bravens, he's got a couple comments here. He says we need to lock up Lamar long term, whether it's this year, whether it's next year, with the tag and the 5th-year option.
Oh, he's gonna get locked up. They just don't know what they're waiting on. I would like for it to be done now, so we can open up $13 more million in the cap space, so we wouldn't look like we can't get nothing for him. Well, we lock up Lamar before free agency open. If we lock up Lamar before free agency open, that's $13 more million on the books. So think about everything that you were talking about, B, and along with Lamar locked up. Then we can get some pieces in front of him. Like get a good line, get a solid line. Like we really need help on that outside. We need to start a right tackle. I'm sorry, I don't know if Jawan James is really going to be the answer because he hasn't played ball in 2 years. So it's kind of hard for me to say, he's good. And then he's
he had that freak accident in March, and I feel like he's gonna come back from this. I feel like he's gonna come back. He's gonna come back strong.
I hope so.
But I agree. Like, hey, get us some insurance just in case that don't go down. And have him compete. There's nothing wrong with the spirit of competition on him.
There you go. And on top of that, that's why I don't want to just say, okay, let's just draft the tackle and think we're going to be all right. Because everybody talking about draft the tackle first round. They keep talking about Penny, but Penny, he was number 1 to FCS in holding. He was horrible against the pass. He's a
that means you got bad feet.
Yes, he's
you
a
got bad feet
blocker when he comes to run blocking. For pass blocking, he's a no-go. So he's not, in my opinion, he's not worth the first round draft.
So Braven said, after how bad Skura was, I'm happy we have a consistent snapper, so I'd hate to lose that.
Yes, okay. Sir. I totally
agree. I think he was talking about Makari too. You know, Makari had them bad snaps. Yep. Makari works good he works good at the guard positions, and he works good at right tackle. Good stand-in, not the permanent solution, but a good stand-in in that. I still want to see what David Sharp looks like on the outside, because I think he came in against Green Bay, had a good time, and it was solid in protection. But I still say left guard, right tackle, we sure those up, it's going to be straight.
This guy said that I can't think of his name offhand. He works for Baltimore, or one of the beat writers. But he works the numbers as well as like how Baltimore's draft strategy is. He was on the podcast with Mink and Robin and Down.
Are you talking about as far as the money numbers?
He talked about the numbers, but he also talks about
Brian McFarland.
I don't remember the guy's name.
That's the Cat Wiz. Like everybody calls him the Cat Wiz. He works for Russell Street Report.
And then there was another guy that's on. Maybe it's not the same guy, but he always talks about every time Mink has him on, he's talking about the structure about certain players and what they may do as far as moving certain, When
I guess the main guys I watch as far as the beat writers, of course, is Jeff Zerviak.
No, it's not Jeff. It's not one of
it's not Jameson Hensley.
No, it's not Jameson. This guy, I don't even know. Maybe he's not a beat writer. He's definitely not, but he's always on the show when they around this time. During the middle of the season, they come back and talk to him about, the grades on the players that we have, and then right before the draft, they come and talk to him. But he was already high on Ben Cleveland when we got him. He said he'll be a great. He said, I think Ben will be great at guard. He said even better. He'll be great. He'll be good. I can't get it down. He'll be great at left guard. If, given the time to develop more.
Yeah.
He'll be even better back at his natural position at right guard. He said, but he think he would also be an awesome right tackle because of his size and because of his feet.
Yeah, I'd like to see him shift out there just to see what he's got, because he got that massive size.
Yeah, he has the size. I believe it. And I'm thinking and we have so many guards on this team with Makari, with Ben Powers, with Tyree Phillips. I wonder if they did switch him out to right tackle just to give him an opportunity at right tackle.
Yeah, let him compete. I say, babe, going to camp.
I don't think
they just open the doors up and say, hey, none of y'all is the starter.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna draft, this is only my opinion. If you're gonna draft a tackle, and instead of getting one in free agency, maybe we should move Ben instead of having him inside, put him back on the right side, and just have him step out. He's athletic enough to move that way, and he has good hands. He has the size. He's definitely strong enough, And then move Makari to the left guard, or have him and Ben Powers and Tyree Phillips compete for that left guard spot. Tyree was doing well, obviously, at left guard because he started off as a starter before he hurt his knee.
Yeah.
So he was doing a decent job at left guard. At right tackle, he makes me – I'm nervous every time he steps out.
He made me cringe, bro. I was like, no, man, I can't.
And I'm wondering if it's because at Mississippi State, he played left tackle. So if you're on the left side, if you're used to taking that step back with that foot, it's probably better that you're working on that side opposed to somebody switching you to the opposite side. You understand?
Yeah, you push the opposite side, that's opposite footwork. The whole mind is switching backwards. Yeah.
And I'm glad Ben. I'm glad Ben was able to get it at guard, but I think Cleveland would be better on that right side. What do you say?
Let's see. Braven said, I don't mind Stanley, Cleveland, Bozeman long-term contract, Zeitler, and Pat Makari is our starter as well.
I don't want to panic the right tackle though. He was getting it's too much for him.
Yeah, I'd take it. To be honest, I'd say I kick McCarry in there starting over Cleveland.
Yeah,
at left guard.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like switch him. Let Cleveland step outside because I think he can handle it.
Yeah.
Even though he was if y'all didn't watch that Pittsburgh game, which I'm sure y'all did, every time Murray had them long runs, guess who he was running behind? Big boy, big Cleveland. He was clearing the way. He cleared the space, getting to the second level. So
maybe I just waking up a monster right there. I'm hoping I need to go back and watch that one because I think when it comes to Cleveland, I had my opinion after that day after Donald tore him apart.
Donald tore everybody apart, brother. You act like this part of it. You gotta name somebody else.
I just felt like I was just like looking at that play. I'm like, oh man.
And then you got to think about what's the name? Bozeman didn't play in that game.
Yeah,
he got sick at the last minute, so it was him and Tristan Colon. And Colon got tossed to the right, and Big Cleveland got tossed the other way. He was like,
he was tossed to everybody. I'm like, this old man here just is ridiculous, and that's where I kind of want to see Cleveland be that guy for the offense, though. You know what I'm saying? He that big, eating all them squirrels for no reason. Let's see this dude just completely show up, man. I want to see him go take somebody's lunch money on that line on the ground. I think that's probably what you're talking about at the Pittsburgh game. I imagine he probably did something like that. I mean, for Murray to show up and run 150 yards, that was pretty solid. And it had to be behind it.
Right behind that boy, that big boy. Big country is big country for real.
Yeah, they probably figured something out. It was like, all right, yeah, he big as all get out. Wonder what happens if he opens the door here.
Yeah. So we put him on that right side, and you still have McCarry as either starting at the left guard or having somebody be that swing.
Yeah.
Let him enjoy, like you said, let him compete. We can still draft a tackle. It's not that I'm saying we can't bring another tackle, in which we need to, because we were short on left tackles. We need to be able to. We just need to bring somebody else. We can draft one, but I really think if we get open up enough cap space, we need to just shore up that line. Let me give you the best example. Okay. Did you see the Super Bowl? Did you see this? It looked good until the Rams said, okay, now we're going to stop playing. Let's get to them. And they were getting to him. They weren't really blitzing that much.
That game was 7 sacks. That game, he had 9 against Tennessee. I mean, bro was going through it. This dude, I ain't never seen nobody have 70-some sacks in a season and still have that type of success.
And the bad thing for I hope he sprained the MCL, and he's lucky that's all it was, because his injuries have always been to his knees, which is scary. And that's he's gonna have to really build up that lower half, so he can stay a little bit more injury free. But if that line, you don't put any money behind that line, man, it's gonna be a problem for him. He's taking all them hits.
Boogie's in the house. What's good? He said, Wilbur Gross, why you so worried about the Ravens? You a Browns fan. Must be a secret Lamar fan. I know people don't like Lamar. Always watching Ravens content. Now Wilbur has admitted, and this wasn't on the show. He's done it on this the AFC North War Room or something like that. He has admitted to being a Lamar Jackson fan. He's even put Lamar Jackson in Cleveland Browns uniform. He's a huge Lamar fan. I think he loves some Lamar. But of course, he just hates the Ravens, so he finds any ridiculous.
He's still mad we moved. That's all he mad.
Yeah, he's still hurt, man. Like I said, he's going to therapy over that stuff, man. He's sitting there on the couch. They like, man, look, it was 1996, dog.
Yeah, you gotta let it go.
And he just sitting here like, no, I refuse. They took my squad and won a Super Bowl. This mother.
But two of them since they left. Two of them since they left. He hurt in his his feelings. His feelings.
He got all the feels right now, man. You can't blame him. I mean, Cleveland don't been through heck. They got that one championship for LeBron. LeBron then said peace.
That's
it. Burned the dude jersey twice now.
They talking about LeBron talking about I wouldn't be against going to Cleveland. You ain't gonna go nowhere. You gonna wait to see where your son get drafted. That's where you go.
That's where you going. That's where you going.
If you go to Golden State, you gonna be right there.
Yeah. He already told Cleveland, look, man, I got y'all what y'all needed.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I took y'all out of the darkness for a little bit, put you in the light.
Yeah.
Now I had to go do my thing.
Yeah, that's it. That's all you get.
He got his kids in decent schools right now. You know what I'm saying? He got LA, you know, LA, Ohio. I'm rolling with LA. You know what I'm saying? Like we sunny over here. Like you probably check the weather right now in Ohio. It's probably horrible. It's probably like Nebraska weather right now. Like I woke up, it was -2.
Yeah, it's gonna be freezing tomorrow.
-2. I'm sitting here just hurting. Outside just like
70 degrees today. I'm sorry for you. Not sorry. Sorry.
Like nobody wants to be in Cleveland. Yes. Like, you don't want to be there. Like that's why he took his talents to Miami the first time. It was just like, man, you know, of course,
Texas, I'm coming right down here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Braun at least brought it up. So, you know, at least one time was like, hey man, why don't you come to Cleveland and build this dream team? Or it's like, no, you come on down to Miami. Let me show you what you're missing. That's what it be. So that, you know what I'm saying? Like they ain't gonna come to Cleveland like that, you know. And even Landry right now, after seeing his buddy, you know, win the Super Bowl,
hey,
he's sitting here questioning.
Hey, listen, I was telling my cousins when that first happened, I said, I know Odell was like, I told you it's time to go. We got to get out of here.
Oh, get in the car, man. You ain't got to call him back or nothing.
Oh, Lord, these folks, they don't care about you. Get up in the car, man. Get in the car. Now they want to let you.
Like, forget your loyalty to Baker. Like, come on. You better get in this car.
I'm rooting for Landry, man. I don't know where he's going to land, but obviously they're going to let him go or they're going to trade him. Yeah. He's still got a lot in the tank. He doesn't have that many. I don't think he has that many injuries. Nothing that kept him out the season. Yeah, the full season. So I'm rooting for him, man. He gonna wind up someplace. Someplace good.
I can see him in Kansas City. If he get there with Kansas City with Mahomes, it would be monster.
He'd be the perfect slot receiver for him. Yep. Perfect. But I think
they were missing a slot.
Yeah.
Let's see here. So we're gonna talk about this one thing, and then we're gonna roll for the night. It's been probably going to be all over Twitter for a while because of this whole decision that was made. But is Anthony Weaver Harb's successor? Is the question that has been rolling over the internet right now. And I feel like with his experience, I mean, if Harbaugh were to get fired, which I don't think that's happening.
I don't think that's why he promoted him. I think he promoted him because he wanted to give him a chance to become a head coach.
Yeah, because I mean, after all this experience since 2012, D-line with the Jets, D-line with the Bills, D-line with the Browns from 2014 to 15, D-line in the Texans 2016 to 2019, with the defensive coordinator with the Texans in 2020. Then comes back to us, D-line and run game coordinator 2020. I felt like he just needed something to put him in a position to give him a title, let him know, like, hey man, we really think highly of you in this slot here. You know, we want you as a big decision maker at the table, but also grooming you to go be that next dude for another team out there.
Let me tell you something, man. And I don't know how everybody feels, but let me tell you what I love about Coach Harbs. He's always trying to help everybody that's within that circle as a coaching staff. It doesn't matter whether you black or white, he don't care about that.
Nope.
He's trying to help these guys move forward and be successors.
When I first saw Weaver, I was just like, he looked a lot like Keith Williams.
Weaver?
Yeah, Weaver. They had glasses on him, and when they made the announcement today, I was like, man, why they got Keith Williams up here? And I was like, that's Weaver. Never mind, that's Weaver. Yeah. I feel so black racist here.
He's always trying to do that, man. He's always trying to think about it. He moved. The reason why Bobby Ingram was able to go off to be offensive coordinator at Wisconsin, I'm sure he wanted to move further than that. But the first time he moved Bobby, he's like, I want to move Bobby to the tight ends coach, because he was only just a wide receiver coach. He wasn't anything else, right? So he said, I want to move in the wide because one day he's going to be a head coach. That's Harb's words. Same thing on defense. He said the same thing when they were like, when Chuck Pagano first got an interview, they were like, you know, Are you happy that he said, yeah, I want all my coaches to get an opportunity to go out and be successful. He said, I don't want to hold anybody back.
Now, the only thing I disagree with is if it's playoffs time, I don't want you going to go get no interview nowhere, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. And I think that, quiet as kept, to be honest, in my opinion, that year that we were 14-2,
yeah,
Lamar was right. He said, man, he was upset that Giro went and had the interview. He was upset that he's like, not now, man. We got to get ready for the. And I understand where they come from, and they should have been changed that, because I think that plays into the role of. It'd be different if you already made it to the Super Bowl and then you want to interview a coach, because it's a 2-week span. You go ahead and interview him now, and then they can focus on the Super Bowl. But don't interview me. Don't and the reason I think that one worked out of all of them, as far as the offensive coordinator at he wasn't even really the offensive coordinator, but he had the title, the offensive coordinator at the Rams, the one that's the new head coach.
Okay.
For Minnesota, he didn't make any play calls. He helped design the offense, though. That's how they evolved.
How you get a job and you ain't do the job?
Well,
I'm just saying, like
he did a portion
out here doing the job.
He was the offense. He helped develop the dynamic. Like they evolved the offense.
He was at the table. He was at the table.
A lot of the plays that the Rams started running. Yeah. So that's why, they said he didn't make any play calls, and that makes me upset, because you got the head coaching job of Eric Bieniemy. That's another story.
I know. I was like trying not to go in this direction. Yeah, I feel like it's starting to look like it's a buddy.
Yeah, exactly.
It's bothersome.
Yeah, but it's still that they're running pretty much the same system. You know what I mean? It's still that Kubiak. I don't even want to say Kubiak tree. Who am I thinking about?
I about to say the son Kubiak was terrible on his offense.
Yeah, no, what's my man's name? What's my man the coach at San Francisco?
Ah, crap. It's late. I'm brain farting tonight.
I'm drawing blanks right now.
Somebody help me out in the comments here.
Shanahan. It's still a Shanahan system.
Shanahan. Okay, yeah, you're right.
Because all of them are Cincinnati still running a tree of the Shanahan system. Green Bay, the Rams, obviously 49ers did.
Yeah,
it's the same offense. They practicing against Minnesota ran the same offense. They all running that Shanahan Kubiak system. Yeah. So that's the reason why I can see why he got it. Did he make any play calls? He didn't make the play calls, but he designed the plays. And it's probably because I'm drawing another blank. What's the Rams head coach?
McVay.
Because McVay is hands-on. He want to make the calls. Yeah. You know what I mean? He wanted to make the calls, but he didn't.
You got to relinquish control of that, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where a leader truly comes in. Can you trust your teammates to make those decisions to help bring you success? And, whether fail or succeed, well, you still got to give them that opportunity to succeed. Your job is to lead those men and motivate them and get them where they need to be. You have hired the people underneath you to make sure things happen right. His
title was quarterback coach / quarterback coach / office coordinator / pass designer or whatever, the same thing. Keep. I was about to say keep watching.
Oh, you talking pass game coordinator?
Pass game coordinator. Yeah. But he didn't make any play calls. His job was to design help evolve and design the passing plays.
Yeah, that's what I feel like this year. That's where Baltimore actually evolved. That no matter what people saying, they evolved in the passing routes. They looked a lot better compared to that Bills game when everything was so basic.
Yes, sir.
The routes looked a lot better this year, and that's because you had other people at the table making those decisions. Right. Year 2 with these guys at the table with each other, plus a couple extra minds at the table. Just because we hired an offensive coordinator from the Dolphins to come in with the tight ends doesn't mean that he's going to be the next offensive coordinator. It just means that that's another good mind at the table to help Greg Roman with what he's doing.
Yeah, it's just giving us another opportunity to and to help out the tight ends. I mean, it ain't gonna hurt them.
Yeah,
it's gonna help the tight ends out. They had decent tight ends in Miami, so
yeah. It's just a lot of people jumping to conclusions. The second they hear one thing happen, they just completely assume the worst. Oh, Harbaugh's getting fired because Weaver's here. Like, no, y'all calm down.
No,
they be ready.
He'll be if he's gonna be Harb's successor, I can see because Harb, he may decide that he's gonna hang it up. He may decide that he don't, he wants to retire. But I just know that from my experience from just being a fan of Coach Harb is the fact that he wants everybody to succeed. And so he's trying to put Weaver in the best possible position to become a head coach. Absolutely. And it makes sense. Make him an assistant head coach, and now he has something else under his belt, under his,
if he didn't do it with him, I thought it was going to be with T. Martin.
Huh?
I thought he was going to do the same thing with T. Martin just to see, but I feel like it would probably undermine G-Ro if he did that. But I feel like in this way, Weaver definitely gets put in that position and it makes sense.
Yeah.
But you know how everybody is. They getting their Dr. Evil on right now, trying to hit the button, trying to get the fire at somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, but he makes like you said, it does make perfect sense. He was a defensive coordinator at one time, number one. Number two, he played at Baltimore.
Yeah. And
he wants to be here. And he's a defensive line coach. He doesn't, him being the defensive coordinator, great, that'd be great. But him being a leader of men and helping be that other voice under Hawes is great, because I honestly think that he's not a replica of Hawes, but he has that type of tone where he's talking to the men and he's talking to the players and he's trying to give them self-empowerment to like, you play for, and one of the things we've always say, he said you play for that name on your back and you play together as a team. And he said that time and time again, whether they winning or losing. I heard him say that every time when they mic'd up. Play for that name on your back and play for this team. And he knows what it means to be a Raven. So
absolutely. I think the buy-in is there. He's going to do well. Yeah. I just want to see him shine. Like I said, him and McDonald, I think they're going to concentrate a great deal on what these outside linebackers and edge rushers do. Yeah. And it's going to elevate this game a whole lot more. I think even Matabike is going to benefit big time off of Weaver being there.
Yeah, I was about to say it'd be nice if we can get one more face. If we can get Davis,
I'm telling you, cartwheels in the living room live. We going nuts up in here, man. But
if we can get Davis, that whole front seven they're going to all benefit for him.
Absolutely.
He just reminds me so much of Nada, man. He just a big overpowering man. Like, I don't know, Coach Sip think that he don't think that he gonna be there. He think he gonna be gone. If we can't get him, we gotta get Payne. We gotta get somebody, brother. Yeah. We gotta get somebody.
I think what's going to happen is this combine is going to shake a couple of things up. So maybe some players that we saw in the top 10 could slide to that 14, 15 pick. And what I've seen is just players that have been projected in the top 10 actually do slide through those 20s or slide into the 11 through 20. And you're getting top 10 quality that somebody just slipped up on, or maybe just a GM that's smoking crack that just decided, okay, they're going to go for, this punter equivalent type player that I don't know what they saw, but they just decided to jump and reach on it.
Yeah.
Pulling the Al Davis, drafting DHB too early just because of the speed at the combine. I think that's what's going to happen here. People are going to start drafting for speed and now recognizing, there's technique thing that you have to have. And the reason that those teams are in the bottom or in the beginning of the first round, every year, is because they make those bad decisions.
Some new head coaches. If you can't get jokers in free agency gonna tell me everything.
Yeah,
because it's a lot of them that's in that top 10 that need a quarterback. They need to draft a quarterback. They need to draft Denver needs a quarterback.
Yeah, I just think it's gonna be so many moving pieces come free agency. You're gonna see quarterbacks that are unhappy, just all of a sudden, boom, they elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna see crazy trades. It's not gonna make any sense whatsoever as far as cap wise. You're gonna see the Saints do something stupid again. That's what they do every year.
They need to open up some more cap space, don't they?
Yeah, they need to create some serious room right now. So there's probably going to be a full-on mass exodus just like last year in order to get them back under the cap because $74 million underneath, $74 million in the red is a really bad thing.
That's where they are right now?
74 mil negative. I'm telling you. They just like a bad airman out there making payday loans thinking they could just push it over to the next year.
Green Bay was bad with the 45. They 74?
74. Green Bay got 46 or 48. And then Aaron's contract will be 46 against the cap. So it's like
they can't
afford to do nothing.
Them things, man. Just give me a couple of them defensive pieces. That's all. That's all I'm asking for. I ain't even gonna ask for Mike Thomas. Just give me. He don't want to even be there.
I just think that Thomas and Kamara might be casualties because of the idiotic mistakes that they've made, and they just gonna have to go into a rebuilding, beat down to death type mode season. Everybody's just got to call this the bye week against the Saints because they got the drop. They got to drop a lot. They got to restructure a lot, and I just don't think their GM has the intelligence to be able to do that. I think that's why the coach quit. He was just like, man, how much we in debt? Let me pack my stuff.
Yeah, sure. I was like, yeah, you can have this. You want it?
Yeah. Like, I'll sit out a year. Let Dallas call me up. Y'all are in cap hell right now.
So just dropping them.
Mm-hmm. It is just insane the trouble they're in. I think Los Angeles, they okay right now. -$6 million is not terrible. They can climb their way out of it, but I cannot imagine.
Not at all. That's easy. But
yeah, that's just one restructure or something, you know.
You 15 above.
Yeah.
The negative, you are in trouble.
Yeah, you're in a lot of trouble, man. It just don't make no sense for them to make that much bad decisions when it comes to kicking money down. They know that. I mean, they have analysts in the building that project the amount
like that, though. That's what I'm not understanding. How you gotta at some point in time you're gonna have to pay Joe.
Yeah, but it's the thing that they're paying them up front. And then they're not recognizing how much it's going to hurt them later on. This is why I discussed that whole Julio Jones business during the offseason last year, because we kept saying, oh, well, if we kick some money to the next year on a contract for this dude, well, he's already got a $25 million cap hit this year. And I think last year he had a $15 million cap hit. And they were like, oh, we can do a restructure. I'm like, well, the money back there, that 25 is guaranteed. So
would you take Mike Thomas?
Huh? You take what? What is that? What you say?
I said, would you take Mike Thomas?
No.
Huh?
I did a video on that one too. I just don't think it's not a good fit.
Would you take tomorrow?
Huh?
Tomorrow. No, Kamara, Alvin Kamara.
Nah, I just like I said, we got some beasts right now. We don't need them because I think Dobbins is good. I think
we don't need Mike Thomas either, but I'm just saying, like, I don't think we need a receiver or running backs.
I don't think we needed one of them. Like, honestly, if Mike Thomas became available for cheap, I don't know. I don't know
how he draft a running back. I don't think we need him.
Right. I'm like, with Bateman there, I want to see Bateman grow. With Mike Thomas coming in the building, that hinders Bateman's growth.
If we don't draft any receiver that we bring in, I think
it hinders the growth. Like, even if we brought in Devontae Adams, don't get me wrong, I'd be excited, but would it actually help the growth of Bateman?
I think so. Well, they give up Cam Jordan.
Yeah. Now they start giving up some defensive pieces.
Now, go ahead and answer that question. Now you're gonna answer that question.
I said, come on with it.
If they give up Cam Jordan, you can slide Cam down to the 5.
Yeah. I say, we'll make it fit.
Huh?
That's when you go ahead and you call Jimmy Seafood, tell him to get the reservation ready. you tell him get that reservation ready. You tell that man, look, we're gonna get Cam Jordan. Let's go.
These crab cakes and show what it is.
For real, you suit them crab cakes up right now. Let's go.
So, all right. So, say this is just hypothetically speaking. What if Cam Jordan, we signed Calais, right?
Yeah.
1-year deal. We able to slide Cam Jordan over on a trade. And you know EDC gonna work his magic. Look, man, y'all gotta give up on this money. I'm gonna give you 5, maybe I give you 4.
Yeah,
he gonna give him some cheap.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, he gonna cheap. Yeah,
How cheap the deal was to get Q and Quan Bolden. I was like, I got him for that. And that's an all pro court. I mean, receiver. You get him for that. So,
yeah.
So what if we got Cam Jordan?
Mm-hmm.
How that look though? Because that's mean.
Yeah, it'll be a mean front.
He's like, yes, I'm with it. I'm with it.
I tell you, delicious on it.
I don't even know about anybody else on that defense. We get Cam Jordan. I know they got an offensive lineman that's a free agent. They ain't gonna be able to sign him. Yeah, he's a monster too. I hope we get him. I think he plays. Actually, I think he plays right tackle. But
okay. Yeah, I gotta look at that. I gotta look that one up right quick because I think I saw that one too.
Oh, the offensive lineman he's a free agent for them.
Yeah.
If we can grab him, in free agency, get Bozeman back. We can keep Cleveland in the inside and keep McCarry as a swing, because that's really what they signed him for, to be the swing.
Yeah, I don't think Baltimore is going to sign any other free agents there, because I mean, like I said, you got a couple of guys they said they haven't even seen him take a snap yet, and they're excited about. Between Juwan, I want to see more out of Sharp. I want to see. There was a few guys that they were like, hey, huh?
Sharp did decent at tackle.
Yeah, and that's why I was like, hey, Sharp he deserved a couple more opportunities there.
Yeah, he was at the Raiders for a while, for a few years, for like 3-4 years, and he came here. He did a decent job. So yeah, Sharp, but we don't have we need McCarry to be that swing. We don't need him to start because we don't have a true left tackle right now. That's what the problem lies. So that's why we got to draft.
Mm-hmm. So the tackles that are available is Trent Brown from New England, Jermaine Ifedi from Chicago, Morgan Moses, Mike Remmers, Bobby Massey from Denver, I can't remember how to say his name. Is Tynishki or Seki from Dallas.
What position?
Right tackle. So here, Josh Wells, Bobby Hart. Mm-hmm. And so that's all the right tackles. And of course, they got the left tackles completely on the other side of the daggone screen. Nate Solder from New York, Cam Robinson, Teron Armstead, that's New Orleans. So that's a left tackle, but I think we could easily pull him in and see what he's got.
Yeah.
And maybe even have some insurance just in case Stanley is not ready to go.
Like we gotta have. I just really feel like you got too many. This is the year you got that many picks. We need to go ahead and try to trade up and get 2 first-round draft picks. Ain't no reason for the Giants and the Eagles and the Jets to have all of that fun.
Yeah, I'm about to say Eagles about to have some fun.
Yeah, Eagles. Trust me, they're gonna get up in that top 10. They ain't gonna wait.
They got 3 picks sitting there. I'm like, they're gonna do something.
19? You gonna trade one of them bad boys to get up there?
Oh yeah, they're gonna see something that they like, and that's gonna be a big factor for them.
They need another corner. They need another corner to match with Slade. They definitely going for a corner, so they're not gonna wait that long. So I can see them trying to trade up to try to get Sauce Gardner or to try to get my man from LSU.
Yeah, I can see Stingley going there.
Yeah, so they definitely, I can see that happening. But I mean, we got 11 picks, 10, 11 picks. You can give up one of them 4th rounders. Come on back up. We can get the 32nd pick. Talk to the Lions. They need all the draft they can get. Right. I'm sure they're gonna get. I'm sure they're going. EDC can sweet talk it and be like, yeah, we get this, we flip this, and we still wind up on a good end of it.
Yeah,
I'm guaranteeing that we can get 2 monsters on the defense.
Oh, we got some weird news here. Bless Brian said World War III just got announced.
What?
I'm about to go check the news on this. And then he says, pray for Ukraine. Now, I think they did talk about the borders being invaded, but we'll get into that later. I promise you, we'll talk about this offline or on Twitter or something like that.
Yeah.
What I wanted to do for this next show is surprise B-Reg and do wide receiver study, just to throw them off. We'll do wide receivers on the next show and make it a big surprise for him. Since he was such a big supporter, like I said, he dropped 100 on us, so we'll do something special for him. And for the Ravens fans who still think wide receiver is an option at 14.
We're going to go to wide receiver. We're going to go to wide receiver on them just for Big Reg, just to make them feel good.
Just for Big Reg, man. Just to show him some love and finally appease him, because he on everybody's show yelling about wide receiver. We're going to do our study. I'll do due diligence and watch a lot of wide receiver tape and come back strong. Let them know, like, hey, this is if there was an opportunity that this is who we'd go with, either first or second or third round.
When you want to do that?
We can either do it Saturday.
See, we coming live, bro. We ain't discussed this off camera. We talking to y'all right now.
Yes, y'all know the game plan. Y'all know the game plan going forward. So y'all know exactly what to look forward to. Yeah, it's full transparency here. That's what we do. We got people going to the bathroom, dogs in the backgrounds. This is really the Couch Rider report. I'm telling y'all, the couch is right over here. It's right there, folks. Right there.
You ride out with the couch. Couch is real.
Absolutely. We keep it all out there. Anyway, I definitely want to take a look at what's going on with Ukraine. I want to do that right after this show. It's been a fun show as usual. Like I said, y'all can tell some friends, tell everybody about this daggone show so we can keep this thing rocking. We got a good thing going. We had 1,033 subscribers. If y'all see them subscribers on the streets, tell them to make sure they smack the bell so they know exactly what's going on and when it's going down, so they can actually get back in this room, because we have, on average 11 to 13 people in the room. We could get a lot more if we got consistent subscribers coming through. Also, just wanted to say, hey, like I said, once again, appreciate everybody that's putting the donations in, whether it either be through the Cash App or through the live stream super chats. All those proceeds are going to go to the Mount Carmel Baptist Church. As far as their rebuild, they had a fire, but they lost everything. So we're trying to rebuild that back up. So appreciate any donations that come through for that. Appreciate any, Cash Apps, anything else that comes through. And appreciate any love that goes towards the new album, Left Minded, for Kam Ru over there. Because it is rocking. It is rocking.
Good music, man. Keep your smiles on your face. Got a little bit of everything for everybody. Don't
Absolutely.
worry, we'll come out the clean version soon.
Yeah, I would say you get that clean version, I'll be straight, man.
Yeah, man. I might have to talk to my producer because he said not yet. I was like, nah, come on now.
Yeah, let me get that clean so I can bump it in the car. Can't roll up on the church parking lot, baby. Like, what's this freak out? What?
All around.
Yeah.
All around what?
What are we pulling down? Anyway, but I think that's close to the show, man. I appreciate y'all coming through. Each of y'all been great. Hopefully y'all saw what happened with the new intro. It's really the old intro that I had before.
Oh, the new intro coming soon. Sorry, brother. I got you.
Oh, yeah. So we got some music coming through for the new intro. We had a snag with the old intro. It was some royalty-free music, but some idiot on YouTube decided to lay claim to it, which is kind of illegal. And basically, if you don't dispute it, they snatch your money up. And because the donations that were made on Monday, or was it Monday night show, they were almost taken away if I didn't dispute it. So this way, with the old intro plan or the new music that KAMRU is going to put through for us, that should help solve some of those problems. So appreciate y'all bearing with us through these difficulties here, but we're gonna make sure we get it in. Yeah. And like I said, next episode may be Saturday. If it's not Saturday, it'll definitely be Monday for sure. So thanks for coming through to the home of Original Sports Perspective from our couch to yours. I'm your host, the Couch Rider Raven. It's my main man, Kam Ru, over here.
Yes, sir.
We killing it.
Salute.
Yes, sir. Y'all take care. Y'all have a wonderful evening. I wish y'all the best, man. Take care.
Yep. Stay safe.
Sports 100% reflected. Sometimes it's Raven. Sometimes it's other teams affected. Hold on tight. Strap in. It's going to get hectic. Couch Rider.